What is up guys, welcome back to Axie Guild channel tutorial episode 2, and today we're going to discuss about Axie classes, stats, advantages, and disadvantages. Before we start, I would like to inform you right away that most of the audio that you're about to hear from me in English will most likely have some stutters and pauses because I am not that fluent enough yet in speaking in English. And also, if you like our content and want to join our community, I'll put the link of our Discord and go check that out. Just follow the rules and don't spam on the channel, and also don't directly messaging some of the members, and just follow the basic rules and be respectful. With that being said, let's get into the content. Each axis differs in these 4 stats, and this determines their strength and weaknesses. These 4 stats are HP, speed, skill, and morale. HP determines your axis life bar or HP bar. Speed determines the turn order. Highest speed, the axis with highest speed attack first, but there are some factors to consider because there are some situation wherein the two axes has the same speed stats. So there are things that we need to look first to determine who goes first. And the higher the speed is, the less it will get critical hit. But since critical hits are random, so this factor doesn't actually matter, I guess. Skill stats adds bonus damage to combos attacks, and morale increases critical hit chance and last stand turns. So I will explain or elaborate each and every stats. Let's begin with HP. HP or health points. This stats determines the durability and how the tanky Axie is. The maximum stats for HP and other stats is 61, and in HP's case it is equal to 516. So I screen capture an example. As you can see, the plant has 516 HP and all of its parts are plant class. So there's nothing much to cover in HP because they only determine how tanky the Axie would be. So let's proceed to the next. Speed. As I said a while ago, there are things to consider if there is a situation wherein your Axie and the opponent Axie has the same speed. This screenshot is positioned at the center top of the screen in the user interface under arena. We will get to that later on, but first we're going to tackle the stats. Speed stats determines the turn order. The highest speed get to attack first. Now these are the factors that need to determine first if both axes have the same speed stats. So number 1, if both axes has same speed stats, the axis with the highest skill stat will get the first turn or to attack first. Now, if both axes has same speed and skill stats, the axis with the lowest ID will get to attack first. Now, if these stats are still same, there is one more factor to check so that we can determine who will get the first turn, and this is the health. If the Axie has the same speed, skill stats, but your Axie has more health than his, your Axie will get the first turn. So even though his Axie has the lesser ID, but if your Axie is damaged already, you will get the first turn. So I hope that doesn't confuse anyone, and if I explain that, if I didn't explain it very well, please let me know in the comment section. But later on, we're going to have a clip example that will show you how speed hierarchy works. Mostly this speed order or turn order are very useful on Aqua, because most of Aqua's cards has speed buffs. So most of the time, Aqua can outspeed the bird. But if you're same Aqua, if you're fighting with same Aqua with have the same speed buff, these factors matters. So the last one is morale. Morale increases critical hit chance and last stand turns. Now, to identify whether your Axie will enter last stand, disclaimer first, I just read this from the Reddit and this seems to be accurate, so I'm including it in our explanation, but this is not came from the Axie Infinity devs. This came from the Axie community itself, so I just want to clear that up first. To identify whether your Axie will enter last stand, the excess damage of the attack that will kill your Axie should be greater than the morale of your Axie multiplied by the remaining HP divided by 100. So I created a breakdown down below for example. So the situation is this. The remaining HP is 120. The morale of the Axie is 61. The damage of the enemy attack is 150. So to identify the excess damage, we need to minus the enemy attack to our HP. So our current HP in this situation is 120 minus 150, which is the enemy attack. We're going to get 30, and then we're going to compute for the morale multiplied by the remaining HP divided by 100. So the morale of our Axie in this example is 61 multiplied by 120, then divided by 100, and you'll get 73.2. Now we need to compare these two. Is 73.2 greater than the excess damage, which is 30? If the answer is yes, or if this statement is true, the Axie will enter last stand. So this is just some nerdy stuff, I guess, but most part you just need to estimate. You don't need to compute this fast, but if you can determine the damage of your opponent and your remaining HP, then you can make an easy calculation or estimation whether if your Axie will enter last stand or not. I didn't include skill stats because it only adds damage if the attack is comboed. When we say comboed, meaning 2 or more cards. Axie classes consist of 9 different types of classes. Generally, There are 6 major classes and 3 special classes. I grouped them into 3 groups because there is a diagram that will help us understand the advantages of each group and disadvantages to each other. So in group A, these are plant, reptile, and dust. Under group B, beast, bug, and mech. Under group C, aqua, bird, and dawn. These are the stats without the other 6 parts of its genes. These 6 parts are the eyes, ears, horn, mouth, back, and tail. The skills that we see from the axes are from horn, mouth, back, and tail. Eyes and ears hasn't have the cards information yet, but I think they will have that one in the future, I guess. Okay, as you can see, I put up the table of each classes with their respective stats. These classes are the aquatic, which have an HP stats of 39, speed 39, skill 35, and moral 27. Beasts have 31 HP, 35 speed, 31 skill, and 43 skill. I will not going to dictate it one by one because I already provide the table to save us time. So I just highlighted some of the stats that can reach the maximum stats, which is 61. These axes are beasts that can reach the maximum stats in morale. Bird, which is the fastest, if reach the maximum speed stats, which is 61. And the tankiest, these are plant and dust. And skill is under mech. So by using this table, if you're a breeder or a manager, if you want to breed something hybrid or pure, you can use this table. Under this table, as you can see, some of the axes has no highlighted stats. These are the aquatic, bug, reptile, dawn, because they can be built differently, which considered as hybrids. So we'll get into that later on. So each part of the card of an Axie gives an specific stats. That's why I told a while ago, some of the Axies that hasn't have highlight in this table can be built differently, which is we called hybrid. So if you add one part of aquatic part under one Axie, it will give you 1 HP and 3 speed. If you add one beast part, 1 HP, 3 moral. If you add a bird part, 3 speed plus 1 moral. If you add a bug part, plus 1 HP plus 1 moral. I think this is wrong. It should be 3 moral because there's no such thing as 1 stats only. Either one of those is 3. I'll correct that in a video, sorry about that. And if you add one part of plant card, it will give you 3 HP plus 1 moral. And if you add a reptile part, 3 HP plus 1. The 3 other classes, which is the dawn, mech, and thus differs on other stats, especially on skill stats. You can consider them as a special type, as I said a while ago, because you can breed them to your preference. An example, a dust with 6 plant card is almost same as plant, but the dust is a bit faster naturally because of its base stats without the parts. If you go back to the table, you will see the plant has 31 speed and the dust has 39 speed. So if we're going to put 6 parts of a plant card under the dust, and we're going to put 6 part also of plant card into the plant, they will have both 61 HP, but they will differ in speed, skill, and morale. So I hope that clears up something. Axie classes has advantages and disadvantages on each others. So in this diagram, it will show us how these advantages and disadvantages work. So in group A, the reptile, plant, and dust is strong against aquatic, bird, dawn. Aquatic, bird, and dawn is strong against bees, bug, and mech. And bees, bug, and mech are strong against reptile, plant, and dust. So it revolves like a circular pattern. Now I want to elaborate more about this class advantage and disadvantages diagram, because there are some hybrid axes that the axis itself is deeper from the parts. What I mean is, for example, a plant axis has a beast card in it, and he is attacking an aquatic card, aquatic axis. So as you can see in our diagram, beast doesn't deal much damage against aqua, because aqua has the advantage over beast. But the axis that using the beast card is a plant. You might think that the additional damage should trigger because the plant who's attacking is a plant, but the plant is using a beast card, so it will deal less damage than we expected. The axis that has class advantage towards the target will deal 15% more damage, and vice versa. For example, plants will deal 15% more damage to aquatic, bird, and dawn, but takes 15% damage from beast, bug, and mech. I screen capture an example from one of my matches, and I will show you how the damage calculation actually works. Hotbot or Spicy Surprise deals 90 damage. Since the card and the class are the same, it deals 10% more damage. Then the plant has the class advantage over aqua, and the damage should deal 15% more damage, as I said a while ago. The damage computation should look like this. The 90, which is the base damage of the card, times the 10%, we're going to get 9. And we're going to compute for the 15%, so 90 base damage of the card times 0.15, we're going to get 13.5. And the breakdown should look like this. 90 plus the 10% of 90, which is 9, plus the 13.5, which is the 15% of the base damage of the card, we're going to get a total of 112.5. So in Axie Infinity, the damage is round off, so the total is 113, as you can see in our screen capture. Both Axie use the same cards towards the target, which is a plant Axie. So the card has the class advantage towards the Axie that they are attacking, but the damage is different because the Axie itself is different. On the left side or picture A, you can see that it is an aquatic Axie or an aqua that uses a beast card. And on the right side or picture B, it is a beast Axie that uses beast card. So you can tell that there's a huge difference in the damage because the on the left side, although it is a critical hit, but the left side or the picture A deals 177 damage, and on the right side the beast deals 194 damage, which is around 17 or 24, 17 damage. I think that is it for this episode of Axie Guild tutorial. I hope this video can help you to become a better player, or if you are new to the game, I hope I explained things very well. If you have some suggestion, please tell me onto the comment section down below. We're not going to discuss each Axie classes yet because it covers a lot of things and I don't want the video to be very long, so we're going to dedicate one episode for each class together with its cards. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please like the video, and again, if you want to join our community, please check the link down the description, and please be respectful to anyone. And again, thank you and see you on the next episode.